My name is Cornell Johnson, and you are on the Moral Compass, a special edition. We've got our Survivor Series, Breast Cancer and Cancer Survivors. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I see them other girls, but they ain't you. In a world full of lies, but I stay true. Head over heels, I blame you. Take the rest off, but the hills to stay too. You love it when I'm playful, get excited, but I play cool. You never stress me, even if I ain't cold. Cause you know you're the one I was made for. All about you, so glad I found you. Don't wanna do this at all without you. My head filled up with thoughts about you, and when I'm with them, I talk about you.
Once again, thank you for tuning in. Our special edition, our Survivor Series, breast cancer and cancer survivors. We've got we're so lucky tonight to have. I'm connected to all these people. We've got Angela McCoy, or we've got Angie Overcomer, Marion. We've got my good buddy Barry K. Dingle.
I don't know what went wrong.
Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I'm not gonna hold that against him. I feel like putting my Dallas Cowboys jersey on. Barry, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Barry? We're so blessed to have them with us tonight. And as you know, October is the Survivor Month. We're just, these people that are with me tonight. This program is in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month and for cancer survivors. We're here to honor some brave breast cancer and cancer survivors. I have the honor of knowing these conquerors, gladiators, and superheroes. So, Miss Angela Orr, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Well, married for 9 years, 3 children, a total of 5 grandchildren. Breast cancer survivor, 1 year, 6 months, and counting. That's about all. I don't like talking about myself, so that's the gist of it.
That's the gist of it. All right. Okay. And Angela did give me a bio. Let me pull Angela's bio up over here. Let's see here. Angela said that she was told that she had breast cancer on April 28th of 2009. She said she didn't ask herself why did it happen to her. Instead, it was as if something deep inside of her knew, and she believed that God was preparing her for what was to come. That's an awesome testimony. My sister Kishana Dingle, the musical, the musical guest was already here in the house. How you doing tonight, Kishana? Kishana, you can't hear me. Kishana's got she's on mute.
She's muted.
Kishana, you're on mute. Well, she's doing fine. She meant to be on mute, but she's not doing. She's gonna sing. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our show. Oh, Leanne's here. We've got Leanne Robinson in with us now. Leanne Lynette Robinson, Williams Robinson, proprietor of L&M Catering, LLC Food Trailer, 1987 Berkeley High School graduate, and also a breast cancer survivor. Getting a lot of feedback.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Yeah, Barry, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Cornell.
Okay, all right, good. All right, Barry, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, you know, I caught the last part of someone who was speaking about how God works. I guess the devil was trying to work against us a little while ago because I couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anything, but glad to be on your show and to say what God has been good to me. I have a cancer that's called multiple myeloma, which is a rare cancer. According to them, when I found out October 16th, I left work, went to the doctor. I had just took a physical. They told me that I had a body of a 30-year-old. So for my 50th birthday, I wanted to jump out of the airplane. Before the time for me to jump out the airplane, my doctor called me in and, he told me that I had cancer. But just like I overheard someone say just now, God is so good. About 7 or 8 years ago, God came to me, was telling me that somebody was going to be sick. And, he showed me the way of the sickness of the person and everything, not knowing that he was showing me myself. So when I found out I had cancer, I had no worries because I know God had my back and I had a very good support system. And, dealing with cancer or dealing with any illness, you really need to lean on someone because you can't do it by yourself. I mean, I tried to do it. I hid it for about 3 months. Didn't tell a soul. Was going to treatment and everything. Didn't want nobody to worry about me. My concern was not myself. It was the others that I loved so much and dearly. And those are family members, friends. And cancer is nothing easy to deal with because it affects the person with cancer, everyone that's around them, the person who take care of you. And I got to thank God for my wife because her, my mother, and my family, they stuck by me. And it was some troubling days and some rough days. But I thank God that I pulled through. And I mean, like I said, with the blood cancer that I have, it's called multiple myeloma. And which is they had to go in and get my bone marrow. They stuck me. I was 4 months. And they stuck me and got the bone marrow that they needed. They take it all out you. It's just amazing how God has made man so above things right now that he can make things happen. And they cleaned it out and they gave it back to me. I still have some days where, which one thing about cancer, the doctor's going to tell you cancer's not going to kill you. But the medicine they give you is so rough on your body. That's the thing that really affects you. But if you stay strong in God, you can't go wrong.
All right, Brother Barry. Thank you, man. That's an awesome testimony, man. An awesome testimony. And
yes.
Did we lose Leanne? I think we did. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next question. And faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Without faith, it's impossible to please God, for we walk by faith and not by sight. Looking through Facebook posts, a reoccurring theme I found with this group was faith. And so my first general question tonight is going to be, what part did your faith play in your journey against cancer? And we're going to start with you, Miss Orr.
It played, the whole way through, actually. You prepare yourself after being tested and everything. That was the first test, how you respond to the test. I know the possibility of having a positive test. I say that I try to prepare myself so when I heard the news, it wouldn't be, such a big joke to me, but it didn't happen that way. I cried out, but as soon as I cried out, something came on me. It's like, just chill. I got you. So that's when I realized, I got to stick with, although I feel the way I feel because I'm human, I have to know to whom I belong. So at that moment, it was like some people might say a lightning bolt, whatever, that actually hit you. So it's from the time, the whole journey. It took my faith to get me through. As if I did not have the faith that I had, I honestly don't know if I would have even pulled through at all.
Yes.
They asked me how I do it and how you seem so strong. And my short and simple answer is my faith. You have to have faith in order to get through this, because it's hard. Like Mr. Barry said, the chemo drugs, that stuff is lethal. In my case, I had 4 different meds pumping through me. And at the beginning, it was like 8-hour days. I was there with the workers,
Yep.
But all of those have just about the same side effects. So you're getting like double, triple, and quadruple doses of this stuff running through your body. You got to have faith. You got to. You have to. So again, I say it's throughout the whole journey that faith came to play for me. Not to mention my prayer warriors. I got to give them a shout out. I had so many prayer warriors. Even working at the center, I had people coming in, and the hugs and the prayers and everything that took place in that room. There's a lot of things that took place in that room in my office. Prayer warriors coming from everywhere. People that didn't even know what I was going through, because they can tell the difference. There was a difference. So I just thank God. Just thank God.
And so you were going through that when I used to come in your office and see you? You were dealing with that then?
I was dealing with it then. I continued to work because I just had to push. I couldn't let myself sit there. You guys know that if you sit there, you just get in a funk, if I can say that. And like I said, it's hard. Walking from one place to the other. You can get out of your bed and try to go to the restroom, to the bathroom, and you're tired in between. So it took a lot. All I can do is push. That was just my nature. I just had to push. So yeah, when I saw y'all, it like took it off of me. So I had, I can deal with everybody else, and that would take things off of me. So you all were a blessing to me, actually. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yep. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Angie Overcomer. Angie Overcomer Marion. The first general question: what part did your faith play in your journey against cancer?
When the doctor said my test came back positive for cancer, and all I could do, the tear came out my eye, because I just had a cousin who passed away like a year before I got diagnosed. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do about it? And I called everybody that day and let them know I'm in the fight. We in the fight. I need y'all to help me. And that Sunday, when I went to church and I went up to the altar, I said, okay, God, I'm dropping this right here. I'm not even worrying about it no more. I'm going to let you take care of it. And he took care of it.
Awesome. We got Leanne Williams Robinson back with us. Leanne, the question was, this is the first general question. It was, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Without faith, it's impossible to please God, for we walk by faith and not by sight. And so the question was, looking through, I looked at Facebook posts, and the reoccurring theme in this group was faith. My first general question was, what part did your faith play in your journey against cancer?
Faith played a major part in my journey. I know without faith, I couldn't make it. So I let the faith that I always spoke about kicked in and just let it lead me as God led me. And faith helped me to win the journey.
Awesome. Thank you, Leanne. And I'm sorry I was looking around because I keep getting that feedback. So I'm trying to get rid of that feedback that we're getting, but that's okay. Awesome.
Awesome.
Our first question is going to be for you, Angela Overcoming Marion. And I read where you said, I did not ask myself, why did it happen to me? It was as if something deep inside of me knew, and I believe God was preparing me for what was to come. So my question is, was it hard to have this rationale on your journey? And did you get confirmation that God was preparing you for your battle with cancer? And I'm still Cornell, so I still talk a lot. And even within that, tell us a little bit about that middle name, Overcomer.
Well, another pastor gave me that name because the things I went through, the breast cancer, which to me, the breast cancer part wasn't bad. I guess God was preparing me for what to come because that I got diagnosed April 2009 and I lost my 18-year-old son February 2010. So he already, I guess, give me a little thick skin with the cancer to go through the death of my child. And pastor told me like, you overcame breast cancer, you overcame the death of your son. That's your name, Overcomer. So I started using that name.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. And a little bit more was it was really a selfless thing that you did because you said something deep inside of you was preparing you. And the first part of the question was, did you get confirmation along your journey, that God was preparing you for this fight with cancer?
Again?
Did you get confirmation along your journey? Because you said you felt like God was preparing you.
Yeah, because it seemed like every time the doctor said something, I'm like, okay, I can, get through this. This ain't nothing. And then, the doctor said, I had cancer in one breast. And I told him the confirmation was like, okay, you're going to take off both of them now. And I, got both of them taken off. And I haven't looked back at that cancer since then.
Amen.
Amen. Lynette, my question for you is, reading one of your inspirational posts, I stumbled across one that said, you don't have to look like what you're going through. It also read, we are overcomers by the word of our testimony. You said hashtag get your mammogram, hashtag our testimony is to save someone else's life, hashtag God's grace. And it is quite, to me, it's quite selfless to face such a deadly disease and focus on others. In your fight with cancer, when did you read your testimony to save someone else's life? And what do you share with women that you encounter about your fight with cancer?
So I never got a mammogram when I turned 40. It wasn't until I turned 47 that I got a mammogram. Very first one. And is when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So my thing is to all women at the age of 40 are knowing your body even sometime before the age of 40, it's best to get a mammogram. Age of 40 is normally when women get them, and I wait afterwards. So that's God's grace that on the 7th year I decided to get a mammogram.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's an awesome post. That was an awesome post. Miss Angela McCoy, or you say I always find myself walking by faith and not by sight, because sight would have killed me. Miss Orr, these words have such significance. What were you dealing with or looking back on when you wrote them?
Just the visible scars and the internal scars. You know, the doctors will tell you some of the things to expect, but they don't tell you the mental part of it. And just thinking back at some of the things you go through mentally, and thinking about the 8.5 to 9 hour surgery that I had. You know, I too had a mastectomy, single. So just thinking back on that, and just, I don't know how else to describe it. Because my faith was so important to me, because if I just looked at things around me, it would just take me out. So I had to focus on my faith and my family. Very important. I had a reason and a will to live. I want to see my children. They're all. I want to see them at a certain point. I want to see my grandchildren grow up. So it had to be my faith that took me from here to there. Because it's just looking at things. You know, things can be deceiving. You know, the devil is real. He puts things before you, and it sometimes it's ugly. So again, I say they don't tell you the mental part of it, but we go through some things, and the fingernails, your nail bed is dead. You know, you lose your fingernail, you lose your hair. You know, you can go to bed, lay on a pillow, and there goes a clump of hair. You know, like, who's prepared for that, really? You know, it's just the things that you go through this journey. Again, the treatments alone, some people couldn't even tolerate the treatment. I sat with several people that they had to stop the treatment because it was too much. So those treatments alone can really take you out. It has taken people out, you know. So again, I had to come and rely on my faith and not the things that I saw.
Well, we got my sister. My sister is here. We're gonna go ahead and let my sister sing for us. Kishana, you gotta unmute your mic. Kishana. Kishana.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, sis. Glad to have you here with us tonight. We got Kishana Dingle.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine. I thought it'd just be fitting.
I'm sorry.
You can't hear me? Huh? You can't hear me? You can hear me?
Yes. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now, Mr. Cornell?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like we're doing that on Verizon commercial. It's not the Verizon commercial, right? The guy said, can you hear me now? I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I wanted to have her on tonight because you guys are heroes to me. I know
sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I want you to sing.
Okay, I'm sorry. For some reason, my connection is not behaving. I don't know why. But to the survivors, God bless you. And I see familiar faces, and I thank God for what God has brought y'all through and bringing you over. I heard this song, and I hope you can hear me. I heard this song for you all. Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, holding on to faith you know best. Nothing can catch you by surprise. You've got this figured out, and you're watching us now. When it looks as if you can win, wraps us in his arms and steps in. Nothing can catch him by surprise. He's got this in control, and now we know that you made a way. When your backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was
She's having trouble with her connection.
away to fall with all power. You perform miracles. There is nothing that's impossible. And you're standing here only because he made a way. And you're standing here only because God made a way. And you're standing here only because God made a way. God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you. Thanks so much. Kishonna Dingle Singleton. Thank you so much, Kishonna. Thank you so much. Barry Kevin Dingle. Next question. Sir. We work 600 feet in the air on the baghouse with a safety belt keeping us tethered to a rail. We worked in fly ash and silos. We repaired a roof that you better not slip off. Almost got drowned together. When somebody forgot to sign off on the hole that we were working in, and we almost ate unwashed chicken that our boss took straight out the pack and put it right on the grill. We would have died from salmonella. We stayed in the path of danger, but nothing like the battle you would face much later in life. How was this danger, this fight with cancer, different from any other danger that you faced before?
Well, I can truly say we've been through some close calls. I've had some close calls of my own, and this was the worst fight that I ever had. But it was also, I would say, it was the greatest fight I ever had. And the reason why I say that, because cancer changed who I am as of today. I take life a whole lot more seriously. I respect life and his ways, and with the faith that I've had, God has been so good to me. He took me through all those battles that I went through, and I came out as stronger. I mean, God gave me some things right now that I've never had before, as far as I couldn't get on here 4 years ago and have this conversation. I wouldn't be able to talk because I would be all messed up. But now It comes from my heart, and I can say what I need to say because this was a fight. And the fight that I had with it, it was so good. I came stronger in faith. I love more. I have time for no hatred. And the many people who I've met as I had going through cancer, I met some sick people out there. And when you see someone taking treatment for cancer, it beats you up. When they say it's a fight, it's a fight. But I met some of the sweetest people with cancer. And when I'm gonna say this one story is when I first found out I had cancer, October 16th. I think a couple days later, I went in for treatment. I didn't tell any family members. I went about 3 months without telling anybody. Was already taking treatment. And I went and I ran into this sweet lady. She was battling cancer for the 5th time. And she looked at me and she said, "Son, what's wrong?" I said, "Well, I would never thought I would have a day of saying I got cancer." And I did question God. I asked why. And then I turned around as I was going through it. I say, "Why not me? Because I'm one of his soldiers, and you need soldiers in his army." So it was actually a blessing. I've got more from cancer than cancer thought it was going to take from me. So I'm stronger and I'm wiser. Thanks.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And we've got some listeners out there. We've got Jan Robinson, Carochelle Myers Crawford. We've got Laverne Cords, Gerald Cords. We've got Jan Robinson. We've got Amber. Jan Robinson, my mom. Amber Charday said, "You did it, mama." We've got Christia Dennis Sinclair. I'm here. We've got Amber Charday again. All right. Okay, awesome. Hey, well, listen. Oh, shout out. Oh, she said, shout out to the pictures that I'm using. She must be the photographer. Charday is the photographer. Yeah. Awesome.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, well, shouts out to Amber Charday for her photography. Absolutely. I'll be sure I'm getting ready to put one back up again, Amber Charday. So right after I ask Angie this question, I'll put it back up, and I'll make sure to give you shouts out when I put your put it up. But we're glad to have people definitely listening to the broadcast. We need to have you on here every night, Leanne. You got this kind of crowd following you. You got this kind of base following you around. But yeah, awesome. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
So Angie, this next question is for you. I got another picture of you over here somewhere, Angie. There you go. All right. Angie, was running an outlet for you? Was it sort of a metaphor, symbolic of a race against cancer? And if not, what does running symbolize for you?
Can't say strength because I already beat cancer, so it was an outlet of thinking. It's just I didn't know running was gonna be like that. I just did it because the doctor who I work for kind of tricked me into it. But the running, it was like can't even explain it. It was just like it made you feel free. Like nothing hurt. I felt young when I was running.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. The next question is for you, Lynette, and this picture behind me is by Charday Photography, Amber Charday. Where can she reach out? Where can they reach out to Amber Charday, Lynette?
That's not a picture that she did.
Well, that's not a picture she did?
No.
Okay, let me see here.
No.
Where's the other one at? Is this a picture she did?
No, I don't think she's one of my pictures is by her.
She took pictures of me.
Oh, she took pictures of you, Miss Angie, with the boxing gloves. With the gloves. All right, I love those pictures. Awesome. Lynette, my question is for you.
Yeah.
Was cooking an outlet for you, and did creating your signature dishes take your mind off of what you were going through?
Well, I was cooking before cancer. I think I got more into it when I lost my job of 24 years. So I went into getting the food trailer. And so that kind of helped stabilize me. Yes, it did. It kept me from thinking so much. And it also, I love doing it. So it just came natural. And like I said, I started cooking more because I know I needed another source of income after losing my job. So then that's when I purchased the food trailer.
Awesome. Where can they come to get your food?
Normally I'm at the Country Corner store right here in Moncks Corner, 550 West Main Street, right past Berkeley High School. I'm parked there normally every day from 11 to 7 and sometime on weekend.
Awesome. Awesome.
Is that free samples right here?
Food sample. You from Cross? There ain't no food sample, man.
I will give survivors that on a free dish.
But I heard I hadn't gotten there yet, but I heard your food is off the chain. Reggie was talking about your turkey wings. He said your turkey wings off the chain. So yeah, I'm gonna come back over there when you get some turkey wings. I'm gonna come over there and get some of that fish too.
Yeah, you gotta come us out.
Yeah, Barry, you know we love fish.
Fush.
Fush. Yeah, we love fush. That's right. That's right. Now this is a picture by Amber Charday, photographer. In this picture, Miss Angela. When you wear the boxing gloves in your photo shoot, what statement are you making? Was cancer your toughest opponent yet? And how does it feel to leave cancer down for the count?
It was my toughest opponent. Yes, it was. And to beat it, it's like I won, with Jesus's help, of course, without a doubt. With his grace and his mercy, I beat cancer. Cancer didn't beat me. So I was like, and this coronavirus thing, I can honestly say I'm not fazed by it. Because if I could beat cancer, I'm definitely gonna kick this coronavirus's butt.
Absolutely.
So that's it. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't have a chance. It does not have a chance.
That's right. That's right, Miss Angela. That's right. Barry Dingle, when you wear the Superman shirt, what did that symbolize for you during this process and now being cancer free?
Well, just like, you got to have something to lean on. It's like that song said, lean on me. So I picked Superman because, it ain't too many things Superman couldn't outbeat. I mean, cancer was like kryptonite. It's like kryptonite. So I beat it. Yeah. I fighted it. I mean, it was there. And I mean, every time I put it on my Superman shirt, now it's way too small for me right now. I can't put it on anymore. But because it took a toll on me. But you gotta, anyone who's going through something, they just really need to have faith in what they're going through. Just don't go in there with the knowing that you can do it. Just like the little train that said I can do it, and that's what it was all about. And I had a lot of people who I was looking for help from, and they were my prayer warriors. I cried on some of their shoulders sometime, and being a man, that's the hardest thing to do is to let out a little cry. But it did take me where I need to go to the next level, and Superman was my thing.
Thank you, brother. You wear it well too. You wear it well, brother. Absolutely,
Appreciate it.
absolutely, man.
Cornell, if I may, let me put this disclaimer out. I do not have coronavirus. Okay. I'm
You,
just
you do
saying.
not, you do not
I
have
do
what?
not have coronavirus. I do not have coronavirus.
Oh yeah, put that disclaimer out. That's
Just
all
making
right.
sure.
This show is coronavirus free.
Yeah.
You know, and we do wear our masks because there's no Republicans on. Oh, I didn't say all that. You know, but yeah, absolutely. Nobody has coronavirus on this show. And so you made me laugh because I was trying to think about what I was gonna say. Barry, let me tell you why I laughed when you said the shirt was small. You remember we had a coworker used to come to work, and he had a little boy shirt on, and so that made me think. 'Cause you know that shirt. I know I used to breathe in that shirt, but you know when you said that, I'm still laughing. That thing made me want to cry. That thing is funny, man.
Hey, you almost made me call his name.
Call his name. Don't call his name. And so we've got Gail Singletary. Well, Jan Robinson said, "Mama," she's giving you a little bit of support. Leanne, Gail Singletary chimes in, and she says she's so proud of cousin Angela. So proud of Angela McCoy. And she said Angela's fight with cancer was definitely a TKO. She's a champion. That's awesome. Give you some for that. That's for everybody.
Thank you.
That's for everybody. That's for everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank
Amen.
you.
All right. I have two general questions, and we're gonna wrap it up because I don't want y'all to say, boy, come on, Cornell, should we try to keep me all day? Mess with me. Y'all might not say it, but Barry will. Barry tell me later on. During an ordeal with cancer, and this is for everybody, I imagine people with good intentions tell you things for encouragement, but nobody can truly understand what you personally go through. What is something you would like people that never experienced cancer rather, personally, to understand about someone actually traveling this path? And we're gonna start with you, Angela. Angie?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell, like, I do not like the word, people say I'm sorry. Don't tell nobody I'm sorry, because don't be sorry for me. Don't be sorry for nobody. We got this.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Miss Angela?
I have to agree with her. Yeah, I have to agree with her. To come up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry." No, don't be sorry, because I'm not. And I think one of the things when they say I'm sorry, they start crying. It was like, come on now. And I always say you have to protect your peace. And that's what I tried very hard to do. And to be honest with you, the people that you choose to talk to, you select them, just go talking to everybody because you don't want negative stuff coming back at you. So I would just say, like she said, don't say I'm sorry. In that instance, I have to protect my peace. So certain people I don't even go around. I didn't go around and still don't. For that very reason. Don't be sorry for me. I'm good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Leanne, what is something you would like people that never experienced cancer personally to understand about someone actually traveling this path?
I'm sorry, I didn't have my mic on.
Oh,
So I didn't want a pity party. I was trying to be strong, and I wanted everyone around me to be strong. Very, very good support system from my family. That makes a world of difference when you have good support. And say to someone that has gone through cancer, if you're trying to encourage someone that's going through, don't ever tell them your experience, because no two person has experience.
The same.
Because bad may not be bad. So you always try to encourage people by uplifting them, not telling them the bad things that you do.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Miss Leanne. Thank you. Barry? What is something you would like people that never experienced cancer personally to understand about someone actually traveling this path?
Well, well, for me, I would say it's not just only cancer, it's anything that you're going through. I mean, it could be a simple depression that you could be going through, but cancer is a fight. And if somebody have to walk through the shoes of someone else, you'll look at life a totally different way. So just like most people say, we're not looking for pity, because God have us as warriors. Just pray for us and make sure that we do have the support if we shall be short and need that support. I mean, I tried to take it on by myself for a while, and the road started closing in on me. And once the road closed in for me, I had a few people, you know, I don't want to call names and miss anyone, but I had a few that I could lean on, and they would always make it right. And for the simple fact is, me going through cancer like this, when I walked in there, I was always happy. Because I'm always smile from this point on, for the simple fact is, you never know when your last day gonna be. So why walk around with a smile and frown, and it can't do no good against the cancer? So you smile, and cancer wants things that's gonna pull you, suck you in under with them, with the cancer. So as long as you keep pushing for the next level to do what you got to do to overcome it, there's no pity parties needed, because I'm the life of the party.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. My last question for the night, my last general question is, it is said on a journey like cancer, everybody learns their own truth. In your own words, on your personal journey, what was your truth? And we're going to start with you, Miss Angela. Miss Orr, we're going to start with you. I'm about to put the runner to sleep. So we gonna hurry up. The runner about to go to sleep.
You said what was my truth?
What's your
as far
truth,
as dealing with cancer?
Yes, ma'am. From this journey.
Mm. My personal truth from this journey was accepting the fact that I don't remember things. I was at work, and I was supposed to be studying to help the patients with the Affordable Care Act. So I was sitting in a room, going through questions that I needed to answer. And I find myself just staring and just going back over and over and the same stuff over and over again. And I finally had to be honest with myself that I don't retain things like I used to. Chemo does a lot of things to you. And I guess I did not want to accept those things. But that particular day, is when I had to accept it. And to be honest, the day that I decided that I needed to really take time and deal with it, because like I said, I kept going. As long as I can go, I kept going. So that's the day that I actually put my resignation in, because I just had to be honest with myself. And that like, it was hard. It was hard to accept that. It was really hard to accept that. But yeah, that was my big truth.
Yes.
My big truth that I actually had to accept and talk about. And anxiety. The anxiety. Never had anxiety before, but hey, it's here. So accepting those things were my truth.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Angela. Angie, Overcomer, Marion, it's said on a journey like cancer, everybody learns their own truth. In your own words, on this personal journey, what was your truth?
My truth is, even though I beat the battle of cancer physically and mentally, but I'm continuously reminded when I look at my breast that, you know, that cancer still is a part of me. Because no matter how, I try and leave that in the past, it's always going to be a part of me.
Thank you. Thank you, dear. I'll let everybody that's pretty go first, Barry. We got you last.
Hey.
Leanne, it is said on a journey like cancer, everybody learns their own truth. In your own words, on your personal journey, what was your truth? Leanne?
I'm steady talking and my mic is off. My truth was finding out that my body changed and I wasn't the strong person that I always was. I was always the go-to person, the wanna-do person. And from cancer and chemo, my body did a 360. So some days, my truth is some days that I'm 100% and some days I'm 50%. And I have to accept that and listen to my body and go with what my body is saying. That was the hardest for me because I always was a goer and a doer. So that was finding my truth, that now I really have to listen to what my body is telling me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, my buddy, Superman. A lot of people didn't know Superman was black and from Cross. He said on a journey like cancer, everybody learns their own truth. In your own words, on your own personal journey, what was your truth?
Well, being this is you, right, Cornell, I gotta welcome you to the Steeler Dome. So I want you to take a look around.
You gonna have all this garbage on the show now.
And, hey, you see that?
This is a family-friendly show now.
Well, I had to, I at least had to bring up something about the Steelers and how great your Cowboys are doing this year.
Put all that blaspheme on this show.
I had to do that to you. But it's just amazing how listening to you ladies say what y'all said because I felt the same way. Cancer, it affects you physically, it affects you mentally, and those things are really real because the things that I'm a 6 o'clock get up in the morning kind of person, foot on the floor, ready to go do what I got to do. I had to learn that I couldn't do what I wanted to do anymore. I mean, just the simple thing of me going out there to ride the lawnmower to cut the grass, it puts me down for 3 days. I can't do what I used to do. That was the hardest part. That was the realization to make me sit and say, well, you know what? Now that I can't do what I used to do, I do what I can. And even if it's in a voice speaking to someone else to make their day better, I try to do that. Because you got to have a support system. And just like you started off our podcast as the topic of faith.
We can't hear you, Barry. Your microphone went out. Yeah, your microphone went out, Barry. Barry? We might have lost him, but Barry was talking about faith. And I just have to tell all of you that you know, I have just nothing but I know everybody on here. You know, me and Lynette and Angela went to school together. Miss Orr is in my doctor's office. I bother her every time I go in there. You know, every time I go in there. Barry and I work together, but I just have a different kind of respect for you guys going through what you went through. I think that you're heroes. Something like SEAL Team 6, but there's only 4 of you. And I just want you to know that I respect you to the utmost. And I pray God's blessings on you. I'm so thankful you came on here tonight and you told you made people aware of what you went through. You didn't have to do that, but I pray that it educates somebody, that somebody go out and get a mammogram, somebody go out and just get checked and be more cognizant of their health and learn to love life more. But I just really appreciate all you guys. I had it up a little earlier. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to I had some stuff up earlier, but we got Barry's picture up. But I'm thankful. We had Christia Dennis Sinclair call in, and she says Leanne Jan Robinson call in, and she says Dynasty. And I'm gonna end on what Gail Singletary says tonight. And Gail Singletary says, continued prayer for all of you, Miss Angela, Miss Leanne, Mr. Barry, and Cousin Angela, for God to continue to heal and strengthen you. You are such beautiful people. And I feel the same way. You guys are such beautiful people. You guys are heroes. You guys are survivors. And here's Laverne Cords. She says, very courageous and such inspirations. Thank you all for sharing your testimonies. Continued prayer to you all. And it goes back to your theory, Angie. When you said earlier that it's not always just for you. Sometimes God takes really strong people and puts them in fiery furnaces so that they can come out of those fiery furnaces and bless other people like me and like everybody listening tonight. And so I want you guys to feel empowered. to keep feeling strong, to keep running those marathons, keep making those fish sandwiches. Miss Orr, keep doing what you do, taking those photo shots. I tell you, you might want to go ahead and go into modeling. And I wouldn't dare say that if I didn't say who took those photos. And who was it that took those photos, Leanne?
She didn't take my photos.
She took
now.
Miss Orr's photos. I was on the money this time now. Who was it, Miss Orr's photos?
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And Barry.
Aisha.
Right. Absolutely. And Barry, my brother, God's blessings on you, man. Keep keeping on, Superman. Keep being strong. Thank everybody for listening in tonight. This is going to end our broadcast. Have a wonderful night, and God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Shauna Dingle, for singing for us tonight. Thank you, Kishana. God bless you. And that's A Sade Photography. That's A Sade, SHAHDAY Photography. Good night to you, Miss Gail Singletary. Good night to you, Miss, and God bless you too, Miss Amber Sade. Thank you once again for tuning in.